Hi, welcome back for another movie explanation. Today, I'm going to explain the thriller movie Tangled. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie opens with a man named David. He's being taken to a hospital. He has gotten involved in an accident and got injured. After the treatment, when he wakes up in the hospital, the sheriff and cops ask him what happened to him, why he was there, and they said they found the belongings of a girl. They asked him if she was his girlfriend and where is she now. David doesn't know and remember much of what happened, so he doesn't answer the cops properly. They ask him what his last memories were then. David starts telling them, "Yesterday, I woke up and saw my girlfriend Jenny beside me on the bed. She also woke up with me and was looking for cigarettes in the house. She couldn't find any, so she was cranky." This is how David started telling the cops what happened. David does not like this behavior of Jenny. He shouts at her and leaves the house. Meanwhile, a man named Alan was lurking around the house and looking for a chance to enter into the house as soon as David left. Once David left, Alan comes into the house and talks to Jenny and tries to kiss her. David forgot something, so he comes back home and sees Alan trying to kiss Jenny and gets angry. David straight out goes and hits Alan in the face, and a fight breaks out between them. In this fight, David takes out his gun somehow during the fight. A bullet is shot towards Jenny. Jenny goes unconscious with fear, but she did not get shot. Alan hits David and takes the gun from him. After this, David could remember anything that could help the cops. When the detective Anne asks him how he knows Jenny and Alan, then David tells her about his college life. David met Jenny in college. She used to come late to every class. That's how he saw her. After a year or two, David mustered enough courage to go talk to her. One day, Jenny and David were talking. He tells her if you love someone, your actions towards them tell them how much you love them. To this, Jenny replies, "You have to tell the person you love how much you love them once in a while. This is what I believe." When they were in college, David and Jenny used to live in the houses opposite to each other. Jenny used to go on a lot of dates with a lot of guys. One day, after one such date, David sees her go into the house and calls her cell phone. David tells Jenny that the person she just went out with is not the right person for her. He says you need someone who loves you. In the next scene, David asks Jenny to come to the family party he's going to. Jenny agrees. When Jenny and David come to the party, David notices that one of his old friends who he used to hang out with is there at the party. His name is Alan. They meet again in this party. Alan tries to flirt with Jenny and dances with her in the party. The three of them go out that night and have fun to do some crazy stuff. While doing all this, Alan becomes close with Jenny, and Jenny seems to like Alan. Alan also moves to the college where David and Jenny are doing their graduation. David and Jenny come to help Alan move into the new house. This house is near the college. While moving Alan's stuff, David saw a lot of drugs in his things and asked him where he got them from. David says, "I am keeping them safe for another friend. I don't use the drugs myself." After this, David writes a poem for Jenny and recites it for Jenny. Jenny likes the poem a lot and comes closer to kiss him, but doesn't kiss him. The next day, Alan and David are playing basketball in the backyard. Alan asks Jenny if she has a boyfriend, and David says she's a smart girl. She goes out on a lot of dates with a lot of guys, but he shouldn't ask her out. Alan does not listen to David and asks Jenny out. The same night, Jenny and David were hanging out on her bed. David tries to kiss her, but she tells him that Alan asked her out on a date. With this, the moment is spoiled. Jenny asks David what she could do. Do I go out on a date with him or not? David says be careful with Alan. He does this with a lot of girls. She decides to go out on a date with Alan after this. David is angry on Jenny, and he avoids her completely. He doesn't even answer her calls. On the other side, Jenny and Alan are at his house. Jenny tries to get pictures of Alan. Then Alan comes closer and kisses her gradually. They get intimate and have sex. While David is avoiding Jenny for days, Alan and Jenny were knee-deep in their love, and the relationship was going smooth. One day, Jenny meets David in the college and asks him why he was ignoring her. She says, "I warned you not to get into a relationship with Alan, but you didn't listen to me. What else do you expect from my side?" Jenny says you only know how to express your feelings on paper, but not in reality. These words hurt David, but he leaves there without saying a word. After this, Alan comes to meet David and tells him, "Me and Jenny, we are happy." To this, David says, "I saw what happened to your ex-girlfriend. I can't see Jenny go through it." Alan says that won't happen again. I'm a changed person now. Even after listening to this, Alan has to say David is still not convinced with him and leaves. The next day, Alan kidnaps David and takes him and Jenny out to an abandoned mansion to settle the problems they are facing. When asked what was bothering David, he says, I don't want to be between you two. Me being there doesn't make a difference. I feel like I'm not an important part of your lives. Then Jenny says, You're my best friend. You matter a lot to me. After this, everything's sorted out and they become friends again. One day, these three hang out in a bar. David looks at a girl. Her name is Alice. David doesn't have enough courage to go ask Alice on a date, so Alan goes and tells her to go on a date with David. The next day, Alice and David go out on a date, and they talk about a lot of things. David and Alice might be a couple sooner or later, because Alice likes David and takes him back to her house. Now, Jenny is so excited, because her father said he would meet her tomorrow. Jenny doesn't have the chance to meet her father more often, because he is a busy man. The next day, while having breakfast, David says if this works out, all four of us can go on a double date. The same day, Jenny and David go to a restaurant to meet Jenny's father, but he does not come. Jenny and David wait hours long in the restaurant for him, but he is nowhere to be seen. Jenny is sad and cries about the fact that her own father couldn't make time to meet her. David and Jenny come home. Jenny is sad and hugs David, but David kisses her and she pushes him away. David goes, following her into the house to apologize. When they enter the house, Alan was having sex with Alice, the girl who David went out on a date with. Seeing this, Jenny gets angry and leaves the place. After this, Alan comes to the library to meet Jenny and say sorry. David stops Alan from meeting her and hits him in the face. Alan bleeds a lot and leaves from the library. In the next scene, the cops find drugs in Alan's home, and he gets a sentence of 2.5 years. After this happens, Jenny feels safe, and one night, David and Jenny hook up and have sex. They started to live together. In the next scene, we see what happens in the present. Detective Anne comes to David, who is in the hospital, and arrests him because his fingerprints were found on a gun that was used to shoot Alan. David says you won't believe the truth even if I told you. She tells David to tell her what happened. David says that Alan had kidnapped us both to know who told the cops about his drugs, and took us back to the old mansion where they used to hang out. There, Alan put a gun on Jenny's head and asked her if she ever loved him. Jenny said yes. David said he was going to shoot Jenny, so he pushed her away. She fell down the stairs on the floor. Alan thought I was trying to sabotage his relationship with Jenny and came at me with an axe. I shot him just to protect myself. In the climax of the film, we are shown what the truth is. David shot Alan to keep him away from Jenny and make Jenny love him, but not Alan. When asked by the police, Jenny says what David said was true. In fact, Jenny doesn't remember much of what happened there due to her fall from the first floor and hitting her head. In a way, David wanted to kill Alan, but he does not die, and in the climax, he is seen in the hospital unconscious. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. Stay safe, and never forget, you are awesome.